my feel-good breakfast show.
Absolutely love that. Welcome back. We are continuing on a tennis-ish spin, I suppose.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. We love the fact that there is so much interest in sports that we haven't often heard about before. Padel tennis. I've never heard about that. It is apparently taking the world by storm. It's an energizing racket sport that combines the best elements of tennis, a little bit of squash, and even some badminton.
Yeah, man, it is so much fun. Now, look, since we are celebrating the world of tennis, I visited Action Padel SA, the court in Canal Walk, to try this new sport and see if I maybe got some of that, you know, pizzazz.
Were you all right? Were you good?
Let's find out. Yo, what is up, Mzansi? We are out here at Action Padel in Canal Walk, and we're talking about a new sport called Padel tennis. Now, it's already taken Europe by storm. It's one of the biggest sports out there. It's played in countries such as Spain, Argentina, and I mean, even the likes of Lionel Messi himself has a court in his own backyard. Now, it's about to take SA by storm too, and that means I get first dibs to find out exactly what it's all about. Let's go check it out.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Pleasure.
Really good to meet
Yeah,
you,
you
man.
too,
I'm
you too.
so excited to find out about this new sport. I love all sports, so this is hopefully going to be another one of them. But tell me, how popular is padel tennis across the world?
Sure, padel just keeps exploding day by day, month by month, year by year. In the last 2 years, they've built over 4,000 clubs, and there's now over 10 million people playing. In the next 2 years, it's expected to double.
You've got all these sports like tennis, squash, and even racquetball, but what is it that sets this one apart from the rest and keeps everybody coming back for more?
I think once you step on the court, padel sort of speaks for itself. People get addicted. It's just that pure enjoyment you get from it. When you start playing, you'll see. And the doubles aspect to it is so great. It's super social and easy to learn. And when you want to start mastering the walls, when you start getting very technical to part of the game, I think you take it to another level, that makes it interesting. And that's what makes people come back.
Look, one thing I noticed from the start is that the racket seems a little bit different, and I'm assuming this is what you call the padel?
Yes, absolutely. So you get 3 different types of rackets. So this is the first one would be what you call a diamond-shaped racket. So it's more for power-based. It's sacrificing control, where the sweet spot is kind of higher in the racket, and there's a lot more carbon that's actually involved in this type of racket. And if you come to different rackets over here, you get a round and you get a teardrop. So a round will be more for your beginners and a lot easier to learn with that sort of a rounder shape. So it'll be like sort of a centered sweet spot. And you get a teardrop, which is a bit of control and balance with a bit more power. Whereas your diamond shape will only be mainly power.
So how easy is it to actually learn the sport?
Super easy to learn, much easier than most sports, but quite hard to master. But to pick it up, not hard at all.
All right, well, I want to put you to the paces, so can we play a game?
Absolutely, I was hoping you'd say that.
All right, man, so obviously to get the game going, we'd have to serve first, but how exactly is that done?
Right, so same as tennis, right? You serve to the opposing block. It's got to bounce once, all right? However, you're not serving over the top. You're serving an underarm serve. When you've got to bounce the ball, when you make contact, it cannot be above your waist height. So you serve, so you bounce, and you make contact below waist height into the opposing block.
All right, that doesn't seem too bad, so let me give it a try.
But easier than tennis.
Bouncing it, make sure it stays below the waist, and then cross court.
And make contact cross court, exactly.
How's that, coach?
Pro already.
Yep, I think I got it, man.
First time. Not bad.
Hey, Steve-O, or should I say coach? I know we're just playing and practicing, but man, that was a lot of fun already. How does someone succeed when they want to really be at the top of their game at the sport?
I would say, first and foremost, patience. A lot of patience in this game. Consistency with the overall ground play, because the room for error is a lot less than most sports. Here's a rebound, the ball just keeps coming back, and then your fitness.
Well, look, I think I got the fitness, the rest, I'm figuring it out as I go, but I think I'm ready for a full and proper game. What do you say?
Let's do it, I think you're ready. I'll call the team.
Game time.
Let's go.
It's basically my 3 favorite sports in one: beach bats, tennis, and squash. And it's the most addictive sport I think I know.
The social aspect of padel is unbeatable. Everyone you play with wants to play again. You play in doubles, So because of the dimensions of the court, it lends itself to people being social and playing together. And more importantly, it's a sport for everyone. It's skill agnostic, it's age agnostic, so it's a great sport for everyone to play.
Honestly, what a jewel. Now, I can clearly see why this is taking Europe by storm and possibly the rest of the world. It's definitely the #1 racket sport of our century. Now, it's a combination of tennis, badminton and squash, all in one. And did I mention it is a lot of fun? I'm definitely buying into this one. It's time for another set. Let's go.
I absolutely think paddle will take off. I think already there's so many people who are so enthusiastic, and I think our climate suits it. We can play outdoors. In Europe, they often have to play indoors, and I think South Africans just like a good game.
My thoughts on the game, I think it is such an awesome event. It's such an awesome occasion, and just any opportunity to get outside, I'm all for it. Now, this one especially is really cool because you don't need any skill level, really. It's really awesome and easy to pick up on the game. It's very forgiving. Doesn't matter what your fitness level is. And at the same time, I think the fact that you can play with so many people on the court at the same time means that there's going to be a lot of good banter and good memories being made on this one. Oh, I absolutely love it. I genuinely had so much fun. Now, it's an innovative take on the games we all already love so much, and proving there's always some place to go with sports if you use creativity. Now, Action Padel SA Britt King is joining us on the couch, well, not in the couch, but via Zoom this morning to tell us more about one of the fastest growing sports potentially in the world. Britt, how are you doing this morning?
Morning, how are you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you looking good after seeing you on the court. You're all glowing, you're all ready for us. But I can't tell you how much fun I had playing this game. I've already looked into where I can get my paddle and when the next tournament's happening. But maybe you can just take it back to the beginning. For anybody that doesn't know about this, can you tell us more about the history of paddle tennis?
Yeah, so it's super interesting. There was a wealthy businessman in Mexico long back, 1969, I think, and he wanted a tennis court on his property, but he didn't have the space. So he made up paddle tennis, and from there it's grown, and obviously taken a while. And in 1992, I think it was the first world tour in Spain, in Seville. So yeah, I mean, it's taken a while to get there, but it really is taking over now, and people are just obsessed with it.
Yeah, now I remember when I got to see you and when I was first introduced to the sport, you looked so good. You were playing so well. You clearly had such a big love for the sport as well. What is it that made you think that this was not only just something that you love, but also something that could really make it big in South Africa too?
So I first was introduced to the sport. My husband and I used to live in Spain, and we didn't know that many people, and we saw everybody playing this game, and we went in and joined, and everybody just welcomes you. You know, it's so social. Doesn't matter what language you don't speak. You all just have fun. You get fit, and you just have a really good laugh. And it's so easy to pick up. Doesn't matter if you don't have a tennis or squash background. You know, it's very forgiving because it's an underarm serve. It doesn't require strength. If you're fit, it definitely helps. But yeah, and you can play it with, the whole family. Kids pick it up a lot easier because it's not as demanding. It's a lot more forgiving.
It definitely is. And you're mentioning kids, you're mentioning family. Do you think this is something that anybody can do? Is paddle tennis for everybody, or is there a limitation?
I definitely think anyone can do it. I think that it's very easy to pick up. Whether you master it, it's a different thing. But definitely, we're seeing all sorts of different ages, shapes, sizes coming in, and everybody just loves it. It's so easy, like you learned. But before in the 20 minutes you were on the court, you'd already picked up all the techniques. So it really is.
Look, you're definitely right there, and I got to vouch for you when you say that. I mean, for me, coming into this space, not knowing anything about the sport, I felt so welcomed. I felt like within the first 10 minutes of just trying to play around and learn the game, I felt like I was one of the players already, like I was a part of the crew, and it genuinely was so much fun. Now, Action Padel SA is obviously, you guys are hosting your first paddle national tournament, and I believe it's between all the best players from the existing clubs in South Africa, right? But maybe you can tell me more about this, because I believe it's not just a one-on-one sport as well. It's played in pairs, right?
Yes, so it is played traditionally in doubles. And we have our first tournament that we'll be going to in Egypt as a national team. So in December, it's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we'll be hosting the tournament. And we've got teams coming down from Joburg. A lot of the other provinces aren't up and running yet. And obviously we need to start somewhere. But we're very, very excited to see all the, down here we've got our people who think that they're the best, and up there nobody's crossed courts yet. So it's very, very exciting to have everyone together. And I think it's going to be a great weekend to come and watch what South Africa has.
Definitely, and I think for a lot of Mzansi that's watched this right now, they are definitely going to be interested too. Now, for anyone that is, how can they get more information on you guys and perhaps maybe even try out the game? Where maybe can they go?
So the best way is to download the Playtomic app. On the app, you can also find people to play with, so it's Playtomic, and it's on the App Store. You can also find us on social media, actionpaddle.sa, or on our website. And you can give Kath or I a call, and we'll happily help you find people to play with. And we're there at Century City in between the 5 football fields.
Well, that's actionpaddle.co.za if you want to find out more. Of course, Britt King has been here to deliver all that juicy information. Britt, thank you so much for joining us this morning, for sharing this incredible sport with me and, of course, with the rest of the world too.
Good. We'll hope to see you there soon.
Yes, game on. It's great learning about paddle, and it's a sport that is definitely taking the world by storm. And speaking of paddle, speaking of tennis, yes, more of that.